Welcome back. I would like to introduce you to Dr. Topeka Sam. She is the founder of the Ladies of Hope Ministries. Since her release from federal prison on May 5, 2015, Topeka has served as a Beyond the Bars Fellow and a Justice in Education Scholar. In 2020, Topeka received a full presidential pardon for her dedication to helping women turn from a path of despair towards a path of redemption. Dr. Sam has worked relentlessly in her fight for the dignity and decriminalization of women and girls.
The cycle to incarceration really starts with early childhood trauma. So often, there are little girls that end up being adults in prison because of harms that were caused at a very early age. From the work that we do at the Ladies of Hope Ministries, we've learned that over 95% of all women and girls who are incarcerated are survivors of intimate partner violence. And also with HUD, what they do right now is look at early childhood trauma as also intimate partner violence. And so while people are actively fleeing these situations, it ends up really having people go into prison. Unfortunately, there are harms that were caused that were not healed, and then those harms are re-perpetuated that goes into incarceration. And so a lot of the work that we do, once people are inside, we look at our hope scale model, and H is for hope and healing, making sure that women have the tools that they need to begin the self-healing process. One, on forgiveness. Two, on making sure that they are looking to God for forgiveness. And then three, getting mental health support, emotional health support, substance misuse support, and trauma-informed care. From there, we go to opportunity and optimism, making sure that they have growth-focused opportunities, educational opportunities, training, certification programs, and really learn to be able to take over their life by having the tools that they need so they can live by themselves and free from any type of abuse. And we go to power and potential. And with that, we make sure that they're giving the tools to use their voice. Again, it is so important for us to be able to say no, to really own our own lives and to be able to do the things that we need to do. And then E is exit and empowerment. From there, we make sure that women have an opportunity to have sustainable housing, home ownership, and also just be able to family reunify and get their children back. It's very important for us to remember that domestic violence and intimate partner violence is not just physical abuse. It's emotional abuse, it's psychological abuse, it's financial abuse, it's all abuse. And so we often don't even realize that we're in an abusive relationship until the person actually hits us. But it's important that we recognize that it starts from all of these areas within the home or within a relationship. So often when we think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, we think about people based on race, based on religion, based on gender identity. We do not think about people based on different lived experiences, based on different levels of education, based on conviction history. And so it's so important that we open up these opportunities for people of all types of diverse backgrounds, because that's the only way people are able to transform their lives, to reunify their families, and to move on. While the data shows that there are people of color that are impacted by these systems of violence more than any other demographic in the country, these issues impact every single person in this country. Domestic violence, incarceration, poverty impacts each and every one of us, whether you are directly affected or indirectly affected because someone in your community, someone in your family, or someone that you know is impacted. And so just being a person that is open, that someone can come to and talk to, because the only way we stop violence, systems violence or domestic violence, is by speaking up. The way that we stop the cycle is by starting within our own homes, with our children, with our siblings, with our loved ones. What's happening is we perpetuate the same behavior that we see. And if a child is in a home and they see abuse and they're grown up with abuse, then they are going to then perpetuate that as they get older. And so the way that we change that, it's simple. We just don't do it. We have to be able to provide mental health support. We have to learn how to effectively communicate with each other, and we have to lead in love. If we're not leading in love within our own homes, then how do we expect to stop these cycles of abuse within our own systems? We cannot forget about having this conversation with our children. So often, abuse, bullying, domestic violence, and other violence are happening even within the school system. And so there are resources that are out there that we will also provide to help in not only starting that conversation, but helping children and young people to know that they have resources and they also have a voice. If you or someone else that you know are in need of support, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at the Ladies of Hope Ministries. Either we can help you with one of our resources or we can connect you to a plethora of other resources. We are in 34 states actively, and if you are in a state that we are not, we will make sure that we help you. On a bigger societal scale, what we can do is make sure that we are open to giving people opportunity. When we think about domestic and intimate partner violence, so often the reason why people don't leave is because they have nowhere to go. Safe and affordable housing is the number one basic human right that everyone needs. So opening up the opportunity to make sure that you're giving people that space, giving them a place to live, making sure that they have an equitable opportunity in a growth-focused career, hiring a person, whether they have a conviction or they have no education. It's important. You know, we can train anyone to do something, and if you give a person an opportunity, they will thrive. So the way that you can get involved is 3 simple things. I say time, talent, or treasure. You can volunteer your time to an organization that is local, that focuses on domestic violence, like More Than a Phone or the Ladies of Hope Ministries. Your talents, if you have a company and you can hire people, you're an HR professional, you work in banking and finance and you can teach people about budgeting or how to save money. Or you're a great makeup artist or a beautician and you're able to give a person a full makeover so they feel beautiful about themselves. Those are your talents, and that's how you can actually make sure that people have an opportunity to be close to you in that way. Or treasures. You can donate money. Organizations like Ladies of Hope Ministries and More Than a Phone, we are nonprofit organizations, and the only way we can do our work is with your support. So money, talent, and time is the way that we can help and that you can help us.